Hey, welcome to Sean Kirkham Music. Today we're going to talk about the M-VAVE or M-VAVE Elemental. This pedal has a bunch of different knobs on it. If you notice right here, we have a mixing knob. Next is a parameter knob. And we have a modulation knob. Up at the top, we have the time knob. We have a knob in the middle that has several settings on it. Starts with analog. It goes to dual, duck, tremolo, reverb, tape, ice, lo-fi, and it looks like the last one there is, I think it says pattern. It does. Okay, then we have the feedback button there on the end. This pedal, again, from M-VAVE or M-VAVE or M-VAVE, however you want to pronounce that name right there. Runs for about $20 to $25. You can get it on Temu or Amazon. Your power supply, it does have a USB. I haven't investigated a lot about that yet, but I believe you can get some different sounds, or it might be a power button. That's possible. It does say just USB on back. So one of the things I wanted to point out is this parameter button. On the back of the pedal, we have some settings right here that are listed. And if you're in these different modes with that middle button, like the analog, for instance, the parameter acts as a phaser. If you're in a dual, it acts as time mode. If you're in a duck, it's the unpack mode. Tremolo, you're in time speed mode with that knob. Reverse, you're in a phaser. Looks like tape or D-tape, they call it. You're in some grit. So a little bit of gain on it. In the ice mode, it's the pitch. The lo-fi, it's again grit with some little bit of gain. We have the pattern, and it just says pattern. So, yeah, nice little pedal for $20, $25. We're gonna let you hear it here in a second. So let me get plugged in, and we'll get started right away. Okay, you just need to turn on the amplifier. That was my Bluetooth setting on the amplifier. Just chiming in. We're going to start by putting all the knobs around the noon position. Just to let you hear, except for this first knob, we're going to put it in the analog position. And we're going to let you hear a clean tone of the guitar. Now we're going to turn on the pedal and we'll hear what the settings all sound like in this kind of, I call it a default mode. Doesn't mean it's default for the pedal, it's just something I start off with in my videos. So, I don't know if you can hear it, but it has just a little bit of a phase sound. It does have the echo or delay, so it kind of feedbacks with the delay sound coming in. So we're going to play a little bit with the parameter knob just to let you hear a little bit about what that does while it's in this setting. Here it is again with it in the middle. We're going to turn it actually down to 9 o'clock. We're going to turn it to the 3 o'clock position. So it has that sound of the phase going in and out. That's what it does on analog. We do have the modulation. I'm going to turn that all the way down. that's an analog. We're going to turn it up to the next setting, which again is the dual. We're going to leave everything else, and we'll turn the modulation back up to 12 o'clock. This is now on the dual setting, and we'll let you hear that. So we have a faster delay to it. So I'm going to play with the time switch. I'm going to turn that up to 3 o'clock to see what it does. Interesting. It slows it down. We're going to turn it up to about 9 o'clock. It has more of a slapback type sound with this here in this position. We're going to play with the parameter setting. We're going to set this back to about noon. We're going to hear what the parameter does to it. Turn it down to 9 o'clock. It gives it more of a delay versus the echo delay. We're going to turn it up to the 3 o'clock to see what it does. It gives just a little bit more of delay sound in there. We're now going to turn this up to the next one, which I believe is the duck. So we're gonna move this knob up to duck, and we're gonna leave again everything in the 12 o'clock position. It has a very long delay, and it repeats many times with everything at this setting. We're going to turn this parameter down to the 9 o'clock position. It almost does like a double sound when it repeats. So let me play that chord one more time. All right, it's not there as much. I don't know if it's because I strummed harder. Let me try to strum softer. It does like a sound where it's cutting it off at the very end of the delay. So it does the delay, and then it cuts it off like a sharp ending on it. So one more time, here's that chord. So that's kind of the duck sound, I guess. So we're going to go up to the next spot, which is verb. We're going to put everything again at the noon. So what I'm hearing there is with the initial attack, it kind of does an initial attack and then echoes out a little bit. It's a very short attack, and the delay goes out, as normal. So that's the verb. We're going to turn it up to the top there, and the top is, looks like it says, oh, sorry, the one before that was tremolo. The top one is reverb. So here we go with the reverb sound, everything at noon. I'm going to turn the parameter button down to 9 o'clock. We're going to turn it up to the 3 o'clock position just to hear what it does. It gives more of a phase sound with the reverb. So we're going to turn it back to noon. Next setting we're going to turn on is the D-tape setting. So we're going to turn this knob in the middle to D-tape. Everything else is roughly 12 o'clock. This parameter, the way it is with that setting, with the D-tape, it's a tape delay. This is adding grit or some distortion or feed or gain to it. So let's turn it down to 9 o'clock just to hear what it sounds like. There's not a whole lot there, but it is there. It's noticeable. We'll go to 3 o'clock and you'll probably hear a lot more. So it adds a lot of dirt at that position. We're going to go back to 12 o'clock just to let you hear it one more time. So the grit sound doesn't come at least until after the attack or when it echoes back. So on your initial attack, it's just the guitar, but then the delay or the echo for the D-tape is more of a grit sound. So that's pretty cool. I do like the D-tape with the grit. I would probably play around with some of the other buttons just to see how it works. But for now, we're going to move on in this video. The next one after that is the ice. So we have the ice delay. And we're going to leave again everything at 12 o'clock. So if you hear it, I'm hearing a little bit of a different pitch or a harmonic coming into that play. Let's turn this down to 9 o'clock to see what it does. All right, we heard just a little bit of a harmonic at 12. We're going to turn up to 3 o'clock to see what it sounds like. So it definitely adds the harmonic in. So we're going to play a little bit with the modulation button or modulator button. We're going to turn that down to 9 o'clock. Didn't really make a whole lot of difference. Let's turn it up to 3 o'clock to see if it does anything. Cool effect. I'm not sure how I would use that necessarily, but it's nice to have it if you want to use it. All right, next one after ice, we have, looks like the lo-fi setting. So we're gonna change that to lo-fi. Everything again at noon. It almost makes it sound like it's a very old amplifier with a little bit of distortion built in. Kind of sounds that way to me, at least. Let's turn this to the 9 o'clock position. That's a little cleaner. I think this is a grit button when you're using that, if I remember right, on the back of the, again, The parameters are on the back of this. It probably would be good to actually have just a little sheet next to this that tells you what your parameter settings are, or have it on your phone or something. That way you know without having to flip the pedal off your board. So yeah, I would take a picture of that. That's something to do, and use that so you know what your parameter settings are going to be. Here's the 3 o'clock again. Again, a lot of grit. We're going to turn it back to 12 o'clock. So again, you hear that initial guitar clean attack, and then a delay on the lo-fi setting with the grit button. Kind of gives you those different types of sounds with grit. Again, I would play with some of the other buttons to kind of fine-tune it to what you like. The last setting here is pattern. We're gonna start at the 12 o'clock. All right, that's interesting. Let's turn it down to 9 o'clock. It's kind of, that to me reminds you a little bit of a church type reverb. Or maybe even a plate reverb, possibly. So that's possibly a plate reverb. But we'll turn this up to 12 again, just to let you hear it. And then we're going to turn it to the 3 o'clock position to let you hear that. That's a very long delay at that position. I'm not sure I quite like that, but again, I would play with some of the other buttons just to tweak it, see what it sounds like. But again, this is the M-VAVE Elemental, your on and off switch. I did want to mention that it has a tap hold, so you can tap for your amount of delay for a timing. You can also hold it so it will continuously loop that delay. Again, $20 to $25 on Temu or Amazon, and it's a nice little pedal to have. It has a whole bunch of different stuff you can play with. I really didn't touch these knobs very much. I did do a lot of the what is it called? The parameter knob here in the middle, and of course the different delays that you have available to you on this pedal. Anyways, hope you liked this video. If you did, go down below, hit the thumbs up button, give it a like, and I hope you can also consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. That'll help us out. We'll get more videos like this, as well as some original music coming soon. My name's been Sean Kirkham, or my name is Sean Kirkham, and I'm from Sean Kirkham Music, and I want to tell you, have a great day.